Myself Ashni, welcome back to my channel. If you have not watched my previous video, please do watch it. And in this video, I'm just going to cover 5 beginner-friendly projects on data engineering to start with, and where you will use the Azure Data Factory, Databricks, and Logic Apps. So anyone who is interested on data engineering and wanted to explore, so this will be a good start. So let me go into the video. This is, as I mentioned, it is very beginner friendly, and this will help you to have or explore do some hands-on. Okay, and the tools, the data factory, where these tools where it will be available on the Azure portal. So you can just go and create your Azure account, where you can have take a free subscription, where you once you have it, so you can just go through these services. So a data factory, Databricks, Logic Apps are the services provided by the Microsoft Azure. So you can create a simple basic project just by using these three. And these are, I don't say as a beginner, but as and when you get into it, right? So you can add more flavors into it, and you can really put it on your resume for your next career. And let me first go to the first project. So this first project is something like where you will be loading the data from CSV to SQL. So here you will use the Azure Data Factory, and Azure Data Factory, as I said, it's this service will is a low-code platform. Just you will have many activities. It's simple like drag and drop, and where you need to configure and create your a big entire ETL pipelines here. So particularly if you come to this project, where you can store the CSV, create some sample CSV in the Azure Blob storage, right? And in Azure Data Factory, you will have many activities. You can just feel free to go through and explore about each and every activity. But for specifically copying the data, you will be using the copy activity, which is available on Data Factory. So you can just go to the Azure Data Factory and use the copy activity. So in copy activity, you will have the source and sync options. So the source is nothing but where you will give the link to the source. So here your source is CSV. So you'll just configure the linked service and dataset to point to the CSV file. And the sync for copy activity would be your Azure SQL. And you can just schedule this, or I mean run this copy activity in debug mode and try seeing the results in the output below panel. So through this, you will be able to understand or go through the ADF interface, and you will be understanding the concepts like linked service data sets and creating the pipelines. And please just comment if you have any questions to start with. Please feel free to comment so that I can take it up in my next videos. So, saying that, let me go to the second project. The second project is on the data filter and cleaning activity using the mapping data flow. So in the before project, what I explained was simple using the copy activity, where you'll copy the data from the CSV file to Azure SQL, right? So here we will be using the data flows. So whatever, maybe I think for beginners it might be confusing for you, like what is data flow, what is copy activity, and all this, right? Please don't bother about that. Whatever the question you have, you can just feel free to comment. I will just definitely help you out in doing these projects end to end. Okay, and this is about the data flow. So similar to the copy activity, you can create a data flow in the Azure Data Factory, and you can just take the CSV file from your Azure Blob storage, and in data flow, you can just explore the various options available. So there you will be able to apply some filters and transformations, like you can add some dynamic columns, like where, let's say, if you wanted to add inserted on date, right? So these things, or if you wanted to filter only specific data, or if you wanted to apply any functions or clean up rules or something, so you can do the same on the data flow. Okay, so this is on the data flow. And next project is about on Databricks. So generally, Databricks you use to clean the data the whatever you get from the different sources, generally you will ingest via Azure Data Factory, and once you get it in our Azure blob, so you do the main cleanup, everything on the Databricks using Databricks notebooks. So these notebooks are similar to something which you build for Jupyter notebooks or Spider notebooks, right? So the interface will be more similar to Jupyter notebooks. So here you can write simple commands on PySpark, which will be something similar to Python. So there are where you can just read the CSV from a specific blob storage, and you can do all the required functions like filtering or grouping by, or fetching the required count of the records for specific columns. So you can do all the logic generally you do on SQL, right? So all the things which you can do on the PySpark as well. The advantage is that you can work here on the big data, because here in Databricks you have Databricks compute and clusters. So that will help you in working on big data. Okay, so you can, what I mean to say, in this project, you can start creating a notebook, read the CSV file, and apply all those PySpark functions, and you can store that clean data or CSV into a SQL table or different location. So that's it. Through this, you will understand the basic PySpark basics and the basic functions. Okay, and the next project is on the file upload notification. Whenever, as soon as some file is uploaded to some certain location, let's say on SharePoint, maybe you want the team to be notified, right? So this is a generic use case everywhere this kind of requirement comes when you are working with different teams, right? So through this project, basically through Logic App, you can generate an email as and when some file gets uploaded to some into Azure Blob Storage. Okay, so here there will be the concept. There will be concept like kind of triggers. So where you can schedule the trigger. There are different types of trigger. Like I mean, you can run this Logic App on an event. I mean, as and when some file gets uploaded to the location, this Logic App runs, and you will just define the activities. The UI will be very simple. You will define the set of activities after each and every activity, and you can just send an email with whatever the details, like the file name, whatever, and to the required recipients. So through this, you will explore about SharePoint. Sorry, you will explore about the Logic app and the different triggers available on the Logic app, and the basic notification mechanism. Okay, and in the project 5 here, this is about integrating the data factory with the SQL. So, and also gives generally in any real-time pipelines, you'll be supposed to track or log each of your activity on the pipeline, right? So let's say as soon as you're copying from one system to another, so you might be looking to copy the number of rows you have copied, number of rows processed, right? What is the time which you have copied, what is the source location, what is the destination location, whether the event is successful or failure, right? So these things you can easily store from your ADF pipeline. You can consider this as an extended activity to the project 1, where you can build a simple copy activity to load the data. So as soon as the copy activity is succeeded, you can just go for a stored procedure activity. Similar to copy, there is a stored procedure activity where you can create a stored procedure in the SQL server and call that stored procedure from this stored procedure activity, and you can pass the necessary parameters from your copy activity, and that is the row count, date, and all the details related to your pipeline into a log table. So through this, you will be able to understand the SQL logging on how you will keep or track your metadata of each pipeline. Okay, so hope these projects will be helpful for you to start with, and just please feel free to comment if you have any questions or anything. I will definitely help you to or guide you through my next videos. And please subscribe to get notified on my next content. Okay, thank you.